Bus converters, welcome back to another episode of Gilligan Phantom, where we are turning a school bus into a traveling tiny house. Let's talk about flooring. Flooring, I have some regrets. We got our flooring at like the very beginning of this bus build. Val found a nice deal on Craigslist. It was cheap, it looked good, it was durable. We went and picked it up. We didn't really research it. I knew that you would need to add a 1/4 inch gap so that it had to be installed after everything, so I didn't install it first because I couldn't build over it. The problem is that once I built everything, the idea of having a 1/4 inch gap and then a baseboard around some things that I did, like my 3/4 inch plywood walls, would just be like, in my opinion, super cumbersome. There's some other issues with the flooring. It's too thick, it's 5/8. We don't need all that thickness. It's extremely heavy. That's most of it. You need the gap, it's too heavy and it's thick. What I recommend that you do is that you figure out your flooring earlier on in your build. What I also recommend is that you get a product that you can install before you build. And that way, you don't have to worry about the gaps or working your flooring around tight areas. I think my first choice would be a standard hardwood flooring, tongue and groove, toe-nailed, the way the professionals do it. If you can find some salvaged, like I've seen before, those nice gym floors on a couple of buses. I mean, I think that's the best floor there is, visually. Now, the cheapest, probably most durable, probably easiest to install is definitely those Lifeproof vinyl planks. Those are great, they sell them everywhere, a lot of people use them. The thing that we don't like about that, and this is just personal preference, is that we don't like materials that are pretending to be other materials. It's just an aesthetic thing. Obviously you can tell from the inside of the bus that we're fairly aesthetic people. We like form and we like function, but form is very important to us. I recommend that for anybody who thinks that's cool, but that's why it's not for us. Now there's other options, like you could do sheet flooring, and I think that could be doable for somebody who's really used to working with those long sheets. They can get like an 8-foot wide sheet, they can roll it out, they can cut it, they can do it perfect. I just don't see how I can pull that off. I also haven't been able to find like a sheet grid that I'm crazy about. I think cork flooring would look fantastic in there. I think like a throwback, like mid-century vinyl floor would look good too. There's so many more options. There's Meta Spencer. By the way, my favorite bus builder is probably Meta Spencer. He took 1/4 inch birch plywood and he cut it into strips, and then he like made a little bit of a gap with his table saw and then installed it as hardwood flooring. That looks fantastic. That's actually what I'm going to do if this plan that I have right now doesn't work out. More options. You can do like commercial vinyl tiles. None of these options are great. There's like no flooring option where I'm like, yes, that's one. Okay, finally, sorry. I'm gonna get to what I'm actually talking about here. We are going to be painting our plywood floors. Now, if I had been planning this from the beginning, and I think it would be fine if you want to plan to paint your plywood floors, that'd be fine. Get a nice plywood with a nice finish on top. We have CDX, which means that the best grade is a C grade. It's made for subfloors and it's got knots and crap in it. It's absolutely not the best plywood to paint, but we're doing it anyway. I think visually it's still gonna look okay. I think it's gonna wear okay. And we're gonna be putting these really nice long runners throughout pretty much the majority of the floor of the bus anyway. I'm about to paint the floor. Let's just go do it and see how it goes, and we'll see how it looks. And if it doesn't look good, we'll do something else. All right. So what I have here is 20 ounces of TSP, which is trisodium phosphate, something that you use to clean surfaces before you paint them. I'm not going to show you the cleaning, it's going to be too boring, but that's what I'm doing next. All right, so I got this place cleaned up. I didn't get it cleaned up. I cleaned it with TSP. Visually, it looks mostly the same. I mean, it's really dirty. It's got a year's worth of construction debris on it, but not much I can do about it. What I can do before I prime is I can use this shellac-based primer, which is really good at hiding knots. And it takes 15 minutes to dry, so I'm gonna hit these knots real quick, and then I'm gonna prime. Alright guys, it's time to prime. Oh! Here's a little priming progress shot. What happened? At the last second this door shut, so I can't get out.
Wait, I think you're stuck.
Yo, what happened?
Dude, you're gonna have to climb through the window.
It's wet.
What's up, dude?
Yeah, pull on the key. Nate saved me. You're all zoomed in, bro.
I know, I was looking at the leopard thing.
Okay, so primer is all done. I think it actually has some potential. Obviously that'll be hidden by a door someday, and so will this, and so will that, and so will that. It looks more complete already. I was thinking about whether or not I want to fill in these cracks and these knots, but I think that the right thing to do is to not fill them in, because I don't want anything smooth, like really nice and smooth, contrasting with the roughness that it actually is. So basically it's time to continue and do the first coat of finished floor paint. First of 2 or 3. So, first coat of paint's done. Give them your reactions, babe. What do you think?
I'm obsessed with it. It's so beautiful to me. How clean this place just got. Brand new, bright.
Is it gonna stay that way?
That is the question.
Good morning, bus converting dudes and dudettes. I've got 2 more coats of finished paint to go, and this morning I'm gonna knock a coat out. I think it looks pretty nice. That's primer. That's 1 finished coat. Another coat of paint. Here we go. Hey, you want to come get covered in paint, Nova?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, watch out.
I'll make my
This little lady right here is just growing up. Look at her running around. Hey Nova, how are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna make brownies.
I can't believe that. That's so cool.
Yeah, you make me brownies. Now my baba's fan.
I'm almost done. I'll see you soon.
Hey, Dada.
That's a heavy door.
Yeah, I made a fun.
So I just came in here to do coat number 3, but I can't find any reason to do it.
Good, like it?
So with that news, I'm taking off this tape and the flooring is done.
Oh, okay, do it. I see you for now. I see you. Oh, man.
So with that, I mean the floor is done. Look babe, I mean it looks gorgeous.
It does. It looks amazing.
We'll see how washable it ends up being. You know, I think it looks great. As long as you can tolerate this texture, which I think probably most people can, it's really an awesome floor. Honestly, I think painting your plywood floors is okay. I don't see anything wrong with it. You save headspace, it's cheap, it's easy. It's the only way to really get like a seamless white floor as far as I've figured out. I think it's cool. Go for it. Also, if you want to, hit that like button. If you got a question, comment it below. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll catch you next time.